Hi guys, so today I'm going to be doing a review on Rupi Kaur's poetry books. I have Milk and Honey, Homebody, and The Sun and Her Flowers. So let's get right in. Milk and Honey is the book that introduced me to poetry, which allowed me to fall in love with poetry, and basically I'm now addicted. I've been buying so many books and discovering so many different authors ever since, but this is the book that deserves all the credit and the book that you should start with. In the back it says, "This is a journey of surviving through poetry. This is the blood, sweat, tears of 21 years. This is my heart in your hands. This is the hurting, the loving, the breaking, the healing." So the cover is really pretty. I do think she's a very good artist. I love her illustrations. They just linger with you along with the words, the way that she writes. So beautiful. Easy to understand. That's one thing about this book. Easy to understand, and you can read this book within an hour or two, which I like a lot. So definitely a short read, or with people who have short attention spans like myself, definitely easy to read. Trust me on that. Okay. I don't know what living a balanced life feels like. When I am sad, I don't cry, I pour. When I am happy, I don't smile, I glow. When I am angry, I don't yell, I burn. The good thing about feeling in extremes is when I love, I give them wings, but perhaps that isn't such a good thing, 'cause they always tend to leave, and you should see me when my heart is broken. I don't grieve, I shatter. So she has a picture right here. This one I really liked. Most importantly, love, like it's the only thing you know how. At the end of the day, all this means nothing. This page, where you're sitting, your degree, your job, the money, nothing even matters except love and human connection. Who you loved and how deeply you loved them. How you touched the people around you and how much you gave them. So true. So true. I think a lot of her words you can resonate with, at least I did. A lot of it just makes you think, just ponder about life in general. Very deep, meaningful words. I recommend it. Now, the second book that she wrote is The Sun and Her Flowers. It is thicker, if I can just compare the two, Milk and Honey, there. But can you read it really fast? You can. I did it. I have a short attention span. You can do it too. The poems are a little longer. If I could just show you an example, some of them are going to be like this. But I mean, not all of them. Some of them are super short. She just touches on everything, you know? She touches about herself, about her family, friends, a little bit of everything. Okay. Representation is vital. Otherwise, the butterfly surrounded by a group of moths, unable to see itself, will keep trying to become the moth. So you can see the image of the butterfly surrounded by moths. Very, very pretty. There's so many images, like I know I keep stressing about the images, but like I don't know, I just love the way that she draws. Why is it that when the story ends we begin to feel all of it? So true, so true. The back of the cover says, "This is the recipe of life," said my mother as she held me in her arms. As I wept, think of those flowers you plant in the garden each year. They will teach you that people too must wilt, fall, root, rise in order to bloom. So yeah, another good book of hers. Now the last one I have is called Homebody, and it says, "After feeling disconnected for so long, my mind and body are finally coming back to each other." So this is the last book that she wrote, but if I would have to rate the three, I would say Milk and Honey, my favorite, second favorite, and last. So this one is pretty much the same length as Milk and Honey, if I could just compare them side to side. This one is more about what people did to her in her past and how she was affected by people, whether it was her childhood, growing up, and all that. And this one is more like, it's more connected, like it speaks about the mind, what you go through, and the body. So I think this one is more on a personal, deeper level and the struggles that she goes through. You are a soul, a world, a portal, a spirit, and you are never alone. You are organs and blood and flesh and muscle, a colony of miracles weaving into each other. So beautiful. Like, you are not alone. Alone would be if your heart no longer beat and your lungs no longer pulled and your breath no longer pushed. How you're alone, how are you alone if an entire community lives in you? You have all of you on your side. It just makes you appreciate your body so much more. Like, I understood the power or the inner workings of my body, like particularly after reading some of these pages. If I could just show you some of the images that she draws, just absolutely stunning. So I really like this one. So do I recommend that you buy these books? Absolutely. I think she's such a good author. I can't wait for her to write more books. I was actually disappointed when I found out she only has 3, but she's such a good author. I liked all of her books. This is still my favorite just because it's the first book. It just stays with you harder. The one that introduced me to poetry itself. So this is the book that I just like. It's like one of those books like that you just have to shout out. This is my review on Rupi Kaur's work. Let me know if you've read any of these books, what you think, and yeah, bye.